So continue with the impact of affirming the oneness of Lordship. So I mentioned the first 5 in the previous video, so check that out. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So moving on to the 6th point, submitting to Allah and showing humility before Him. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 131, when his Lord said to him, submit, he said, I have submitted in Islam to the Lord of the worlds. Number 7 is fearing Allah, the Lord of the worlds, as He tells us that the son of Adam said, indeed I fear Allah, Lord of the worlds. This is mentioned in Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 28. And number 8 is using reason to reflect and contemplate, as in the verse where Allah says in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 164, indeed in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the bringing of the night and the day, and the great ships which sail through the sea, with which benefit its people, and what Allah has sent down from the heavens of rain, giving life thereby to the earth after its lifelessness, and dispersing therein every kind of moving creature, and His direction of the winds and the clouds, control between the heavens and the earth, are signs for a people who use reason or who have intellect. For those who have intellect would understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of the heavens and the earth, the one that brings the day and night, and allows the ships to sail. Without that, this is all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And obviously that's what when they say who use reason means someone that has intellect, who has a brain, who would be in the right mind to worship other than Allah. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you've affirmed the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, saying that that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, you've said that He's one, but then proceed to worship other than Him, then you've not considered Him as one, and you've not considered Him as the creator of the world and of the heavens, and you've associated others that are not deserving of worship. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that is deserving of worship, the one that created the heavens and the earth, has provided for you what you need, so you need to be able to do this. And number 9 is attaining true sincerity, as in the verse where Allah Azza wa Jal says in Surah Al-An'am verse 79, indeed I have turned my face toward He who created the heavens and the earth, inclining towards the truth, and I am not of those who associate others with Allah. Number 10 is the acceptance of the will and decree of Allah. Believe that everything in the world happens by His creation and control. As Allah says in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 155 and 156, and we will surely test you with something of fear, hunger, and a loss of wealth, and fruits, lives, but give good tidings to the patient who, when disaster strikes, and say, indeed we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we will return. So this is a really important verse to really understand, memorize its Arabic meaning, understand it, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests us with fear, hunger, loss of wealth, these things we face in our lives. But you have to remain patient, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives good tidings to the one that is patient when this disaster comes, and they know that inevitably this world is temporary, and they belong to Allah, and they will return to Him inevitably. So why worry about fear in this world when indeed we're going to return to it inevitably and get the fruits of our patience. So those who are patient, they believe that indeed we belong to Allah, are truly the winners, and this is what it emphasized. Moving on, so to talk about the evidences for the existence of Allah other than the religious text. So when talking to non-believers, atheists and others, it's not appropriate for us to quote religious texts to them, such as verses of the Quran, because they would not accept them. Therefore, it's essential to give evidence that is other than the religious text to prove the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is categorized into 3 things. So that is the innate human nature, the fitrah, so prior evidence of the innate human nature, the evidence of reason or common sense, and the actual tangible and visible evidence. So in these upcoming episodes, this is the topics I will be covering. So if we want to convey the message of Islam, to talk about the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because this is what they need to believe, they need to understand it. For us to be able to teach them, we need to be able to understand the evidences of innate human nature. We need to understand the evidence of reason and common sense and the tangible, visible evidence, in order for us, so when we are speaking to non-believers, atheists and other people, through using these evidences, we will be able to bring other people to Islam and to, convey to them the truth about Islam and the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So hopefully you will join me in this episode, so you can really understand the ways in sort of answering to non-believers who may throw loads of questions at you, because inevitably we need to answer those questions, and we need to have you need to have the knowledge of this in order to be able to answer them, so we are proud of our religion and we know what we are talking about, and they can actually comprehend and understand it. And that would just be great to be able to revert people to Islam. SubhanAllah, it's such a blessing to be able to do this. So yeah, I'm going to conclude here, so I'll leave you here. Fi amanillah wa sallallahu wa baraka ala nabina Muhammad. Astaghfirullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.